We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, we are the ones we've been waiting for. And we are the ones we reap. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. 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 We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, oh, we are the harvest we reap.
How fabulous. How inappropriate, the harvest that we reap as we move into this new season here. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Reverend Keith. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic, and how are you today?
I'm lovely and talented, thank you.
That's right, gorgeous and blessed.
Bless
Yes, you are. So happy to have you here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jamie Lula, our guest music artist today, joining us as we kick off this great Sunday for the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles. I love all the candles in your background there, Jamie.
I know. It's not warm because they're not real,
Got it.
but it's beautiful.
They're beautiful, just like you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, so see you in just a moment.
Okay.
All right. So good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Dr. Keith Cox. I am the spiritual leader here at the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles, and welcome into our virtual home. Today is September 25th in the year 2022, and know that I honor and celebrate you, as does our entire community, whether you're joining us through Zoom and or through Facebook Live, or at a later date watching through YouTube channel and or through our website. Know that you are the harvest that we all reap today, in the sense that we are one with this infinite power of the divine that is forever transforming itself and expressing itself by means of itself, which is individualized by you and by me. What a glorious opportunity that we have today to come together and remember who we are as divine beings, walking this planet, doing everything in our power to become more and more consciously awake to the role that we play in the co-creative process, as well as experiencing and expressing love, that self-givingness of spirit, whose desire is to create more of itself out of itself, and the only way it can do that is through us. And so let's let this time together today be a reminder and an invitation for each of us to open up to the spirit within. Today's service will have many multimedia components to it, including live music, as you're experiencing today, and slides. And so we don't do that every Sunday, but today I'm going to put them on the screen and take us through our welcoming slide. And so here we go. And so hello to each and every one of you as the CSL-LA community. You'll notice on the screen there is an image of a beloved being of light issuing the Namaste, We like to open our service with the act of Namaste. We do that by placing our hands together in prayer position, bringing them to our heart, just taking a deep breath in and exhaling. In the modern incarnation, Namaste means the God in me honors and acknowledges the God in you. The power of life in me honors and acknowledges the power of life in you. The source of all in me honors and acknowledges the source in you. We are interconnected in that way. The literal meaning of this Sanskrit term means I bow to you. Not an act of supplication, but an act of honoring, of acknowledging and connecting. And so I invite us all to do that together as we inhale and exhale, leaning forward, saying out loud, Namaste, I honor thee. Welcome to our home. As I said before, we're a community that has come together for over 30 years and continue to do so with the best vibrancy that we have within our soul to ignite change on this planet. We welcome all races, all religions, all countries of origins, all sexual orientations, all genders, all abilities, for we stand with you, not only literally but metaphorically, even in this virtual space, of knowing that we affirm that the greatness of the divine, the thing itself, is fully expressing itself by means of each one of us, and we honor you just as you are on your journey in life. One of my favorite quotes of Ernest Holmes is, "Spirit has placed the stamp of individuality upon itself and called it you." I invite you to bring into your mind's eye the different yous that exist, not the yous, the different expressions of you, even though that's okay as well, but all of the different stamps of individuality that walk this planet Earth. And let's bring into our mind's eye those that we would like to evoke and engage in healing with, healing a revealing of this acknowledgement of the divine that exists within. And then affirm together, as we love to do each and every Sunday morning, we welcome one and we welcome all. I invite you to say that with me. We welcome one and we welcome all. As a community, we've come together, as I said, a little over 30 years to teach primarily the philosophy, faith, and way of life known as the science of mind. It's a doctrine, if you will, that is a collective of all of the great teachings, spiritual teachings in the world that the one and only Ernest Holmes puts together, and the study of the late 19th century and the early part of the 20th century. And it was a book that was published in the year 1926. It's a collective of many different ways of looking at spirituality with this very core essence of being that there's only one thing taking place in life, and that's life itself. That we individualize that life and we experience and express it through our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our reactions, and our interactions with life itself. And because we live in a universe that is governed by spiritual law, that very essence of being that we're intentionally, hopefully consciously tuning into, then shows up in form. We live in a universe, as I said, that is governed by spiritual law. Therefore, it brings back to us the state of our awareness of who and what we know ourselves to be as spiritual beings. And so today we are presented with an opportunity to fine-tune that awareness, to open up to a greater acceptance of who we are as divine beings. One of the things that I love about this teaching and have for years is that we're taught that we're imbued with the qualities which include peace and power, beauty and joy, and light and life and love and wisdom as divine beings. And should we desire to experience more of this power, that's life that's within us, the source of all, we can just choose to focus on one or more of those. That in and of itself will create a shift in our mind, and that impersonal law of life must respond in like, because that's its nature. And so we are here as a community to support everyone on their path of finding themselves. Our vision statement is supporting individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. I'm going to speak about that a little later today, and I invite you to just open up today to the willingness to set the intention to be more awake to your spiritual power, to allow it to provide an energy within you that is causative to being more personally self-empowered, and to be willing to stay present in the moment on each step along the way of the journey. We're taught in these environments of awakening to remember it's not about the destination. It truly is about the journey. And so I invite us to open up to a ritual that we do on Sunday mornings and do that from a new lens today, from a new place in consciousness on our journey, from the intention to hear things anew. This ritual is called calling in the light. It is a metaphor for calling in that awakening to spiritual truths that exist within us. Let's begin. Calling in the light. Today we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. As we each look at the flickering flame of the orb of the candle on the screen, let's know together that the purpose of this ritual is to draw into our gathering this morning a more conscious awareness of our oneness and the qualities that we possess as complete expressions of the divine. Let's just take in that for a moment. Those qualities that we already possess as complete expressions of the divine. And as we feel the vibration shift during this experience, may we become ever more aware of the light of life that exists in and as all expressions of life, which includes you, and it includes me. In this state of inclusivity, I would like to honor our Jewish brothers and sisters today, as tonight is the first night of Rosh Hashanah. And let's use this declaration, as put on the screen, as a guide for today and more. Shana Tova. It's a greeting of Happy New Year in this moment. And so this next year that begins to unfold at sundown tonight for our beloved Jewish brothers and sisters, and specifically those that are at Congregation Kol Ami, which is the community with which we share our homes on La Brea. Let's all know together that let us not just light the holiday candles, including the candle we have on our screen, but give us the strength to be the light that illuminates the darkness. And let us fill our hearts with each other's light and hold best wishes for a sweet and a loving year ahead. Let peace be the way. Jamie's going to come on the screen and guide us through our song, Calling in the Light, and I invite you, as you sing the song in the privacy of your home, to bring into your mind's eye our brothers and sisters at Congregation Kol Ami, our beloved Rabbi Denise Eger and Rabbi Ross Levy and Cantor Patty, as they move through these services starting tonight in the 10 to 12-day week ahead of the holy days. And let's hold them in our heart for a peaceful transition of the new year, as well as safety and love and light. The lyrics will be on the screen.
Calling in the light, calling in the light, calling in the light of love. Calling in the light, calling in the light, calling in the light of love. I am love. I am peace in my heart. I am free. I am spirit. I am soul. All together we are whole. Calling in the light, calling in the light, calling in the light of love. Calling in the light, calling in the light, calling in the light of love. Calling in the light of love. And so it is, so it is, and so it is.
And so I affirm for each of us that we feel this presence of light, that we tune into the light of the divine that we each share and express. Today we honor our brothers and sisters of the Jewish faith as they kick off this new year, affirming that a shift and a change occurs in the world today, that there is a newfound state of being, of safety, of trust, of faith, and a commitment to being more consciously aware, all of us, as we navigate the daily activities of life, being conscious to be a conscious participant in social justice for all. Let peace be the way, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Jamie.
You're
I love
welcome.
hearing your version of Calling in the Light.
Thank you.
How everybody has different ones, you know. It's wonderful.
I know. It's just such a lovely, sweet. It's Andy.
Actually, Andy didn't write it, but I love.
Oh, he didn't?
I love that that's your connection to it, Andy.
Yeah, I just always see his sweet face and
Nice. Yeah.
his sweet voice singing it.
It was written by John Gilliton and Bunny Hull, actually.
Oh, Bunny. Oh, awesome. Beautiful.
Quite wonderful. It's interesting. A couple of people have reached out to me this week how that song has been on their mind, and they're like, "Who wrote that song?" Right? So,
Yeah.
so one thought your own wrote it, and you thought it, because we all refer to that which we have such familiarity with, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So true. So true.
Speaking of familiarity, I feel it in my heart just sharing this space with you today. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
What a love, what a long, rich history of love that we have for one another. I'm so glad we're doing this today.
I'm in need of a Keith Cox hug.
Well, you're getting a virtual one right now, babe.
Okay.
Right now, so for sure. So the next song you're going to do for us, what is it?
Into Your Hands.
Oh, I love
Called Into Your Hands. I wrote it. I actually sang it at Agape last weekend, and I remembered the day that I wrote it. We were doing the Good Friday meditation at Agape, and the last one was done by Kathleen McNamara, who's been the head of the Prac Corps for years. And I went and sat at the piano and wrote the chorus to this. And I don't play piano, but something called me, and then I went and finished the song. And I love this, and quite honestly, it's the first time in my life. This Something's Calling Me, my album, it just celebrated its 20th anniversary, 17 days before William was born, and it was the first song that my mom said, "I love this music. I love that song." It's her favorite song, so I sing it from my 93-year-old mother too. So
Well, we bring her into our mind's eye as you sing it as well.
thank you, thank you. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul into your hands. I surrender into your hands. Oh Lord, I don't know what the divine plan is. I can't make sense of what I can't see. Yet I know that it's in order beyond my wildest dreams. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I surrender. Into your hands, oh Lord. Serenity is not the absence of life going on around me. It's the stillness I find at any moment, and the truth that sets me free. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I surrender. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I surrender, I surrender. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands, oh Lord. My Lord, sweet Lord, dear Lord.
Well, I see why your mother has the emotion she has around it. Wow, wow, powerful.
Thank you. Thank
No,
you,
it takes
Reverend
a
Keith.
lot to render me speechless.
Thank
Um,
you.
I um, I was into not only the beautiful elements of that song, but the lyrics to it, and two things. One, the visual of
Mhm.
committing to the hands of the Lord, and then, which I believe is really what it's all about on the awakened journey of spirituality, is surrendering to that great power within, right?
Right.
And yet using old terminology that conjures up, handing it over and letting that anthropomorphic God take it, right? Calling it Lord, but then rising up in mind to be willing to also have a new definition, right? So
Right.
ride that ride of both. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you so very much. It's a great segue into my message for the morning. So, so I'm going to put onto the screen our multimedia for my message this morning, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you as we take this beautiful music that Jamie has shared with us and build upon it in my message as we wrap up the month of September here in the year 2022. Hard to believe that, right? I want to kick off by looking at this on the screen of growing forward when you can't go back. And I love the image of this flower that grew through the hole in the upside down pot, which I think is such a visual expression of where we're all at in life right now. Just finding a way of finding the light that is calling us forward, to be willing to commit ourselves into the hands of the power of life. That I certainly know that stirring in my soul, and I'm assuming that's true for so many of us today, that there is this feeling of we're on the brink of something new, that the next is about to emerge. And certainly we all get to ask ourselves the questions of how do we want to show up in this emergence? What role do we want to play in the emergence of the next expression of the divine? Let's declare today that today is the day that we let this light of life pull us into a new direction as the emerging beings of light. And we do that, I believe, by having great faith in the power itself to tune in to new potentiality in our life, to declare for ourselves individually and collectively that it's time for a spiritual evolution, that it's time for a revolution through the spiritual evolution. And we do that by both plugging into the power that is within us and unplugging to the past. I'd like to begin by using this quote from the Science of Mind textbook that says, "We change the world not by what we say or do, but as a consequence of what we've become." Meaning not just what we've become in physical form, but what have we become as beings of light, of purveyors of the power of the divine that exists within us? What are we willing to share as we express this power that's called the thing itself? Certainly God is one word for it, and I just had a really beautiful interaction with the word Lord as Jamie was singing that, but there was many periods in my life where that word made me want to just explode and vomit out energies of past religiosity that didn't work for me. But as I've evolved, and I'm knowing that's true for each one of us, that we're open to a new way of being in life, a new way of seeing things, a new way of hearing words, a new way of opening up to defining this power, the thing itself, God. In the book, How to Speak Religious Science, written by Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones, he goes through many different words and definitions in regards to this philosophy, faith, and way of life known as the science of mind. And in regards to the word God, he asks the question first, do we believe in God? And his answer is, of course, exclamation point, for God is all we believe in this way. His power is the first cause, the great I am, the one and only. God is spirit or creative energy, which is the cause of all visible things. It is all that we see and all that we do not see. For it, the thing itself, God, is love, wisdom, intelligence, power, substance, and mind. It is the truth which is real, and it's the principle which is dependable. To the degree that we can experience the presence of this power in us and as us, will we reveal our wholeness. I ask you, what of these words do you resonate with? Wisdom, intelligence, power, substance, truth. Today, we are called to experience change. It's through change of our thinking, change of our actions, change of our reactions, change of interactions that we grow. And we are here to grow forward. For we know that for sure we are now in the demarcation of a seasonal change in our world. And in as much as the season of fall may not look like one would hope in California, in relation to certainly the Midwest and the eastern part of the United States of America, we can feel in the air that there is physical change. We can feel the nice coolness in the mornings and see the leaves that have started to change just a little bit. We can see the sun is setting earlier in the evening, which presents us each with an opportunity to say goodbye to that which was and hold whatever ideology, memory, idea about it that we want and be open to what is to come. Let it be symbolic for us as we close out this month of our monthly service of living it and giving it, ready to kick off the month of October, where our theme will be the transformational nature of nature. And so today, as we tune into looking at it in a new way and wrapping up this theme of committing and making covenant to living it and giving it, let's hear this anew. The science of mind, and this is a philosophy, faith, and way of life that we all practice, but any new thought teaching that gives us the opportunity to step into our power, I want to restart that slide, gives us the opportunity to look at life anew. So let me get right here where I want to be, and we will keep going. Change is what we're looking at today. Here we go. And so, the science of mind offers us the passion for a new possibility, along with the precise and clear directions for building a new matrix of mind and manifestation, as written by Gene Houston. This teaching that we've all chosen to be a part of provides us the passion, the opportunity to pass on our individuality with a new possibility, along with the precise and clear directions for building a new matrix of mind and manifestation. We do that in how we tend to our thoughts, our beliefs, our surrendering to the power, how we allow it to make itself known to us in a new way, and understanding that there is a law that responds to us. The science of mind, this teaching of personal self-empowerment, shows us how to activate the constructive imagination and how to hold in thought and feeling, the building of consciousness, the intention and the energy for healing, holy, and co-creation that we have before us today to step into conscious evolution. Evolution is seen to follow involution, wherein we discover that our minds are stargates. It's moving too fast here. That our minds are stargates, our bodies are celled of mystery, and this gives us the key to the emerging phase of our existence. That we don't just evolve as conscious evolutionists, that it seems to follow involution, a moving inward, a participation. And as we move inward, we're here to discover that our minds are stargates, meaning that they can open up to more and more and more and more of the light that is there. And our bodies, not just the body of our physicality, but the body of effect, is celled of mysteries. It's that understanding and conscious participation in the transformational nature of nature. And all of this gives us the key, by understanding its innate nature that we are one with, to the emerging phase of our existence, to that which we're called to be in a new way. And that is a result of our turning inward, of handing over, placing into the hands of the great I am our being, while understanding that we play a vital role in the co-creative process. And so, it's important for us to do here then is to get this keynote slide presentation right back on track. That's what we're called to do. Come on, Missy. There we go. And so what we're known to do here is to tune in at a greater level to our role and how we want to show up on our own personal journey of finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. Today, I'm calling forth for each of us a spiritual awakening in a new way, to open up to this journey in a new way. And to remember that, yes, we are co-creative thinking beings, but as Dr. David Hawkins tells us to know on this journey, that 99% of our mind is silent. But yet we have such power in that 1%. And so should we want to continue to be a part of this emerging phase of evolution in our life, to continue to spiritually awaken and to awaken to our spiritual nature and to make a difference on this planet, what we're called to do is to evolve spiritually, to daily awaken to a greater awareness and acceptance of the power of the divine that we are one with and as. And we do that by choosing to be kind. To be kind. To be conscious and conscientious of how we're emanating and expressing and giving life. To be kind to life and all of its expressions. To, once again, be active in goodwill. Good being a synonym for God, meaning that we're called to emanate, to express, to give, to pass on our divinity in the literal sense, just as we did in the spiritual practice of Namaste. Hawkins tells us to, as well, live then with a pervasive and over-influencing goodwill towards ourselves and towards life itself. And to consciously live with an appreciation for life, your life, my life. For the truth is, there is indeed only one life. And finally, to then see life itself as a gift. I invite us all to take a deep breath in right now. And as we exhale, just cherish this force of life that is within us, that is indeed a gift. Gary Zukav tells us that choice is the second greatest gift we've been given in life, second only to the gift of life itself. And so today, let's begin to live a new style of life as we step into this emerging phase of existence. One which is contemplative. I want to share an article from the book Science of Mind magazine that begins in this way. The woman in the back of the audience of about 100 people offers a compliment to the teacher. I'm so grateful that you allowed us to take the conversation where it naturally flowed rather than sticking with a prepared curriculum. Thank you for your flexibility. A warm smile comes from the speaker, the teacher, relaxed and seated in a comfortable chair on the low riser in front of the class. He reaches for a substantial 3-ring binder filled next to him, approximately 3 inches thick and filled with paper and notes. He slides it between his hands and holds it in the air. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what allows me to be flexible, Mark Nepo offers, eliciting gentle laughter from the assembled students. Some are sitting in chairs and some are positioned on the floor close to the teacher, hearkening to the tradition of sitting at the feet of the master. Nepo is a master wordsmith. He holds a PhD in English and is a prolific poet and writer, philosopher and teacher, storyteller and student. With almost 24 books and a myriad of audio projects, he's known to spiritual seekers of many traditions, as well as those who identify with none. He identifies as a student of all paths. He says, I retrieve books more than I author them, he offers. The thing I'm most interested in life is a conversation with the universe. I write because I need to learn. He knew at an early age that he would be a lifelong teacher. As a boy, he remembers listening to trees and uses that as a metaphor for spirit speaking to him. In his 30s, he was diagnosed with a rare form of lymphoma, which Nepo credits with helping him from his philosophy of experiencing life fully while staying in relationship to an unknowable future. That's what we're called to do, ladies and gentlemen, in this 21st century state of metaphysics, to live in a state of contemplation, to be prepared of having developed our spiritual musculature of faith and trust and knowing that the power of the divine is unfailing, that is at the very core of who we are. Therefore, we are prepared, the three-ring binder metaphor, for moving forward in a state of contemplation, of receptivity, of living in and as spiritual practice. Contemplation, we're told here, is putting into practice spiritual principles to such an extent that you eventually become that. It's not something you do in this way, it's something that you are. And what you are is loving, gentle, and supportive, and exquisite, Ernest Holmes tells us. He goes on to tell us you're one with the mind of God, the thing itself, that power of wisdom, that power of intelligence, that power of power, that power of love. We are one with it. We're spirit, causation, life itself. And to remember that there is that within every individual which partakes of the nature of universal wholeness, and so far as it operates, is this power, God, the thing itself, it, that which we've been called through this month to live as we're living it, and equally as important, giving it. And since it is what it is and works in the way it works, it appears through the individual through their belief. Remember, it's done unto each of us as we believe. In reflecting on preparing for today, I am reminded so often we think of these beliefs and how we interact with the power itself in regards to massive things happening in our life, great moments of healing, the physical presence in our life or physical components, these great moments of living in desperation where we need great help. And yes, the power is there for us in those moments. But it's also in those moments of when reserving our energy and our power of not to speak in toxic and caustic ways. It's in those moments when we can stop and just simply receive the love of the divine. It's in those moments of turning inward and taking a deep breath and just feeling the presence and then letting it guide us into these next steps of change in life. For really, we're called here to evolve, not just physically as we see on the screen, but to evolve consciously, to take quantum leaps in mind of our faith, of being this power and presence in a new way, and by letting it do its thing through us. For yes, it's time to evolve again and again and again. That is what we're called here to do. And so I invite us all today to be open to this shift in life that's unfolding through us. And to remember that we change the world not by what we say or do, but as a result, as a consequence of what we have become. Just think of how we each and collectively have evolved in mind leading up to this moment. Think of where we each were a year ago, 2 years ago when the pandemic hit. Where were we in mind? 5 years ago in our life, 10, and on and on and on. What have we become today? We've become beings of contemplation, knowing that we are indeed imbued with power, with strength, with substance, with wisdom, with light, and with love. Dr. David Hawkins tells us that the human, that he calls the man in this context, thinks he lives by the virtue of the forces he can control. But in fact, he's governed by power from an unrevealed sources, power of which you have no control over, because power this thing itself, is effortless. It goes unseen and unsuspected. Force, however, that which we want to do as humans often, is experienced through the senses. So power can be recognized, that which we are as divine beings, only through inner awareness. He doesn't say that we can control it there, but it can only be recognized through this inner awareness. We're each on a journey of finding our personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. Today is the day that we get to move forward on this journey, appreciating where we've come, the seasons of our life, every situation and scenario that has brought us to this very moment. We can have regrets or not, as we talked about last week, but what we have before us is the opportunity right now to choose to live in inspiration, to live a spirit-filled life that is definitely one step at a time. Dr. David Hawkins tells us that the inspiration to evolve spiritually is already, in and of itself, a manifestation of the presence of God within. And it's certainly indicative of good karma. Just to want to know truth, to evolve, to improve oneself, to become a better person, to fulfill one's potential, those are all inspirations. And the person doesn't make them up. They just come to them. It's like an innate desire to fulfill your potential. That potential, as one evolves, becomes more and more identified in spirituality. The capacity to love, to forgive, to appreciate, to see the beauty in all that exists, to live in peace and harmony instead of discord and strife. The only requirement is to do whatever you do to the best of your capacity. I'm going to repeat that. The only requirement is to do whatever you do to the best of your capacity and leave the rest up to God. Holmes tells us that when one realizes that everything in life is mind and that nothing moves but mind and that the only instrument of mind is thought, which is contemplation in some form or another, they will see that nothing can permanently heal unless it's accompanied by right thinking. This right thinking is to know that the only requirement is to do whatever you do to the best of your capacity and leave the rest up to God. And so it is. Thank you for being here. Jamie's going to come on and take us through our next song.
Okay. This is a brand new song. And I heard you, Keith. Thank you. What if it's true? You have everything you need. What if it's true? You can live your wildest dreams. Will you run and hide or go along for the ride? Test the current and tide of the ocean of possibilities. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite's thriving in you? What if it's true that there's never need for shame? What if it's true, joy and lessons in the pain? Will you run and hide or go along for the ride? Trust the current and tide of the ocean of possibilities. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining's in you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite's thriving in you? Shadow and light, yin and the yang are all part of you. Past is the past, we've all made mistakes. It isn't your truth. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite's thriving in you? What if you knew? What if you knew that your soul's so much larger than you? What if you knew? What if you knew your design is divine? Yes, it's true. What if you knew? What if you knew? Oh, what if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew?
Lovely, so lovely.
Thank you.
I love that. And that's a new song?
I just got this new guitar and wrote it. I got it on Tuesday, wrote it on Tuesday evening.
Love it. Where'd the guitar come from?
I bought it at Sam Ash. There's a big long story that I don't have time to tell you about, but I purchased. I know this might sound ridiculous. This is the first guitar I've ever purchased in my life. I've been gifted and handed guitars. I mean, my first guitar was a Christmas gift from my family, but this is the first one I actually bought for myself. I know that sounds ridiculous.
That sounds fantastic.
What a gift. Yeah, what a blessing.
Well, that's just a sign from the universe that you've been being gifted guitars, that that's what you're supposed to be doing. So
Exactly.
thanks for doing it.
Thank you, Keith.
All right, buddy. Love you. Love you. So thank you all for being here today. Now is the time that we're going to have the opportunity to support our community financially, and know that all of your financial support is deeply appreciated and acknowledged. And I'm going to put on the screen the way to do that so that we can all, should we choose, be conscious participants in the growth of our community. The ways to do that is to go to CSL-LA.org and click on donate, or you can go to our app in the App Store, Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles. Click on the upper left bars, the screen will come up, you can see the donate tab. You can mail in a check. Our address is 1200 North La Brea Avenue, West Hollywood, California, 90038, or you can call me. My phone number's on the screen, and I can take care of that for you. Know that as a conscious community, we live in the flow of abundance. That's one of the things that we teach in this philosophy, faith, and way of life, and we practice that as a community. We're a tithing community, and just this week we sent out a tithe to a beloved musician that I think Jamie knows by the name of Donna Michael. I've used her music called Somewhere in the Silence. I used it earlier in the service, and I'm going to use it again at the end for meditation. We use it every Sunday, and we thought it would be so nice and to stay in the flow of the universe to tithe to her, and she was so deeply appreciative and honored and surprised. And so I share that with you so you understand that as a community we do consciously do our part to stay in the flow. And so now's the time that you can do that. Jamie will come on the screen and take us through our conscious giving song, Love Is My Decision. And as we do that together, we will take time to support our community. Jamie.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, Source will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Right here and now.
Thank you. And so it is. A big thank you to Jamie for being here today. Love having you here. Jamie, you bring such a light on life and full energy, so thank you for being here.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. Always a joy to celebrate with you.
Yeah, very much so. And a big thank you to each one of you for being here today. And we want to say a big thank you to Travis Smith for being here today and supporting us with audio, as well as a big thank you to Robert Hensley, our administrative assistant and social media individual, for being here as well and taking care of us in that vein. A big thank you to all of you for being a part of the CSL-LA community. We're so happy to have you here and in our virtual home as we come together each and every Sunday morning. Wanted to update you on a couple of things. Our next in-person gathering will be October 22nd back at Congregation Kol Ami. Look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, we will have services every Sunday morning here at 10 a.m. We have a midweek meditation that takes place on Wednesday mornings. It's online at 8:30 a.m. Please join us for that. It's a wonderful tool that's provided to each of us. As well as I have a text that goes out each morning at 7:30 a.m. called New Thought for the Day. That's a great little reminder of how we can anchor ourselves into the day ahead. And we have a weekly e-newsletter that goes out the first part of the week. All of this can be signed up for at our website, csl-la.org, as well as our past meditations are on Facebook. Our past messages are on YouTube. We have an app in the App Store. We're on Facebook. We're on what I was referred to at a dinner party the other night, the Gram, Instagram. And yeah, that's what's going on. So that's where we're at. That's what's going on. Know that you're very special and we're happy you're here. We're going to close out with a meditation and affirmative prayer, and then we'll say goodbye to you. If you're on Zoom and you'd like to stay on and say hello for a moment, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to tune back into Donna Michael's music. I invite you to take a deep breath in wherever you may be. Close your eyes if that's comfortable and safe for you. Let's just give ourselves a moment of appreciation for choosing to tune into the power of the great I am. And so I affirm for each of us today that we allow ourselves to know that we're on the right path. That we are committed to evolve spiritually. That we step into a greater awareness and acceptance of our ability to do the best of our capacity in every situation. To let go of any need to force life itself, and to let this invisible power that is within us guide us. And so we allow our imagination to see ourselves placing our fear, our doubt, as well as our confidence and our willingness into the hands of this power of life. It's not an act of supplication. It's an act of wisdom guiding us, of trust, of a deeper sense of faith. So I affirm for each of us that today is the day that we plug into this power in a new way and open up to the wonder and the mystical nature of it guiding us into our fuller expressions of ourselves. Not turning back, not holding on to what was, but opening up to what can be. And then letting the creative force of life make it manifest in our world. And so we begin to see the transformational nature of nature before us as a guide. Yes, the external is forever changing, but inherent within it is the wisdom and intelligence for fulfillment. That's true for us too. And so we let it be. And say together, amen. And so it is. Thank you all. I know that each and every moment, each and every day of the week, each and every sunrise and sunset is inspiring to the world because of what we each bring to it. For what you bring to it, I'm forever grateful. Thank you for shining your light, and have a magnificent day. Peace and blessings.